Everyone, this is Finance Course Guru once again. Hey, I'm going to help you today with the internal rate of return. This is something Excel makes very easy for us. The formula for internal rate of return, the theory behind it, is somewhat complex in its mathematics, but Excel really helps us out. So before we get into that, because it's a very quick lesson, let me just say a couple things about internal rate of return. Two key points. Point one is that internal rate of return should not be used for mutually exclusive projects. I'm not going to get into the details as to why. Every finance course covers this. Every finance textbook talks about it. But internal rate of return is not the best tool for mutually exclusive projects. Number two, internal rate of return really loses a lot of its value when you have unconventional cash flows. And what I mean by that is you'll see in our project cash flows here, we have one cash outlay and then we have cash inflows. When we get into a situation where we have multiple cash outflows, internal rate of return breaks down because mathematically there's actually more than one answer which can give you the internal rate of return. So moving forward, how do we do this? We're looking for the internal rate of return of a project. We have some cash flows that were given. Again, Excel is our best friend with this. What do? I line up all the cash flows just for myself so I can get a better handle on what the project is. And I happen to build this box. You don't necessarily need to, but for me, it helps with the analysis and to show what's going on. So I'm just going to pull in all of these functions or all of these values over into my box. It's going to provide us with this analysis. I'll drag down, that'll grab all the cash flows from our initial cash outlay. And now we're showing that cash outlay, which happens today. And we're showing all of the cash inflows, which happen at the end of years 1 through 6. If you look what's happened, guess what? Excel already did all the work for us. The internal rate of return for this particular project and these particular cash flows is 6.40. So we're talking just about 6.5% return. What does this mean? Nothing really without some type of context, because what we have to look for is what's our threshold, what's our benchmark. If our required rate of return is 12%, guess what? This project's a no-go. This project doesn't earn the rate of return that we need. If our required rate of return is 4%, if we're a large company or money's cheap or we have extra cash that we can use to invest, then this is going to a threshold of 4%, and we actually get to go forward with the project based on our analysis of internal rate of return. So again, Excel really helps us with this. The math and solving this by hand is a mess because there's some guessing that needs to be done. So let me just show you real quick what the function looks like if you were to use this. Again, the values are just lined up, F5 through F11, or sorry, through F15 to accept up to 10. You can go as far as you want. And I always leave the guess blank. The guess will help you out if you have two or more than one cash outflows. And really, if that's the case, IRR is not your best bet. And even though you could report what the internal rate of return is if you have two cash outflows, you really need to do so with an asterisk explaining that maybe this isn't the best method and we need to look to other methods. Hopefully this has been helpful for you. Go back to the Finance Course Guru station or channel, and what we need to do is go ahead and subscribe, like, share. I use this set of cash flows from this project, and I also do this for net present value, modified internal rate of return, and the payback period. So again, like, share, tell everybody in your class. Hopefully this has been helpful, and if you have anything else you want me to address, please leave it in the comments and I'll work a video out for you. Thanks a lot.